What if I told you that a new boss is already ready, but we just can't see it ? In the 33.0 update, which just came out, there are hints of a third boss that the developers haven't revealed yet. And this boss is rumored to be related to the Endless Ocean map, which is set to be released in the next major update, version 34. I've checked dozens of theories, posts, and even tested the new physics mechanics myself, and everything points to one thing: there's something huge in the works in the game, and it might be watching us from the depths. If you take a closer look at the 33.0 update, you'll notice that it doesn't just add new items, it rewrites the entire physics of the game. The new cutting tool, energy saber, and blade launcher are not just toys, they are tools for a new destruction system. And now, for the first time in the history of Melon Playground, items can be broken apart with realistic fluid physics, friction, and mass. There is a theory in the community that this is not just a feature for the sake of a feature, but a test foundation for the future underwater map, Endless Ocean. In order for water to look realistic, the game must be able to handle the movement, resistance, and destruction of objects in liquid. This is a full-fledged physical foundation for water content. In other words, Update 33.0 is not the end, it is the beginning of a new era of the game, which will begin with the introduction of Endless Ocean and probably the first real underwater boss. After the update was released, the fan community started discussing a strange sprite found in the test builds, which resembles a giant green pumpkin covered in algae. No one is claiming that this is definitely the boss, but its structure is significantly different from regular decorations. It has damage levels and textures in multiple stages, as if the object can change when it takes damage. Players have nicknamed it the Water Pumpkin, and it has become the most popular theory about the upcoming boss in version 34.0. According to speculation, it will be a huge underwater creature that looks like a mix of a plant and a monster. It can hide in the Endless Ocean's vegetation until the player gets too close. At that point, the battle will activate, and the pumpkin will release tentacles made of seaweed that will pull the player down to the bottom of the ocean. To escape, the player will need to use the energy saber's new cutting mechanics to slice through the tentacles. And if you look closely, you'll see that the energy saber and the blade launcher are perfectly suited for this type of combat. One cuts through everything it touches, while the other can attack from a distance. Isn't this the perfect combination for a battle underwater? The Endless Ocean map has been discussed since April. It was expected in Update 32.0, then in 33.0, but it never came out, and now the developers are bluntly saying it will appear at 34.0, which means that there is very little time left to wait. And that's where the fun begins. Why did they put it off for so many months? If it was just a beautiful underwater scene, it would have been added long ago. But according to many players, the reason is that Endless Ocean is not just a map. It will be a new boss arena, possibly the largest battle in the history of Melon Playground. Theories suggest that the map will contain hidden sectors and seeds where players can find traces of past players, shipwrecks, and even underwater laboratories. Some believe that the developers have hidden the water pumpkin in one of the deep crevices behind the coral walls. And here's what scares the most: one of the testers wrote that on this map, something moves, even if you don't spawn anything. The post was later removed, but players have already started looking for patterns. Maybe it's just a physics error, or maybe it's the breath of something huge. So, to sum it up, the 33.0 update rewrote all the physics, Endless Ocean is almost ready, and there were strange objects in the code that looked like they were alive. All of this adds up to one thing: in 34.0, we're likely to see an underwater boss for the first time, and if the theory about the water pumpkin is correct, this boss will be not only powerful but also unpredictable. It won't attack immediately. He will wait, watch, and then pull you down. So if you see the water slowly darkening beneath you, it might not be a shadow, it's him. Write in the comments where you would look for the Endless Ocean boss. I will collect your theories and check each in a separate video, and so as not to miss the moment when he appears, subscribe, because version 34.0 is already on its way. And remember, there's always